Hi, I'm Lindsay from American Heritage Cooking, and today we're making lemon strawberry cake donuts. So the first step that we have is we are going to zest our lemon into our sugar. And I always zest lemon into the sugar because then the sugar will pull out the oils and the flavor from the lemon. So into the bowl we go. Get all that sugar in there. And then we have a little bit of butter, which is room temperature. If it's cold, that's okay. It's just gonna take longer to work in. And then we're gonna cream it. So you can see that our sugar has reached that kind of coarse, sandy texture, and it's ready to have the eggs. So we're gonna add the eggs one at a time and really beat it in there. So when your mixture is nice, light, fluffy, and pale yellow, you're ready to add your dry ingredients and your wet. First, we're gonna combine all of our dry ingredients. So this is just AP flour, and this is almond flour, or almond meal. A decent amount of salt. Don't skimp on the salt. This is your flavor. Don't do that. And baking powder. So kind of whisk those together. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be not a clump of baking powder and salt. And next we're gonna just mix our sour cream and our lemon juice. If I'm adding a lot of acid, like a lot of lemon juice or lime juice to a recipe, I will usually mix it in with another ingredient so you have less of a chance of curdling your batter. Now we're ready to add our dry ingredients. We're just gonna alternate adding our flour and our sour cream mixture, and starting and ending with flour. Let's get the last of our flour in there. And we're just gonna mix until almost all of the dry is incorporated. Now that our batter is mixed, we're gonna turn it out onto a half sheet, and we're gonna generously flour that. Because this is a little bit sticky, which is great, and it's exactly what you want. It's gonna make a nice, tender donut. But it's also hard to work with. You're just gonna take I like to use one of these tools, it's called a bowl scraper, to get every little bit out of my bowl and off of my attachments. So this is a little sticky, as I said. So we're just going to flour the top a little bit, and then we're gonna press it into a nice flat shape. And that way it'll chill faster and you'll be ready to roll out and fry your donuts in no time. We're gonna make a quick strawberry jam for our glaze. You can absolutely use store-bought, but I'm gonna show you how to make a really fast version at home. All I have in here is sugar and strawberries and a little bit of lemon juice that have been soaking for about an hour. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in our pot, and then we're gonna cook it on medium-low heat until we have a nice jammy consistency. Make sure you get all that extra sugar in there. So we're gonna immersion blend our jam to make it smooth because we don't want chunks of strawberries in our glaze, which is just a quick and easy step. If you have this, you can also put it into a blender, which is a little bit more dangerous because it is very hot. But you can see what's in my pot has gotten a little bit more jam-like and less more like soup, less like strawberry soup, which is great and just what we want. So you know your jam is done when it gels on a frozen plate. So I have a plate that I've been holding in the freezer, and we're just gonna take a little bit of our jam and dab it on the plate. And then when it starts to hold like that, it's also delicious, then you know it's ready. And we're gonna take the jam and we're gonna strain it through a sieve I'm putting it onto a plastic lined half sheet. And we'll just take this and we'll put it in the refrigerator and it'll be ready to make our glaze. The next step is to roll out your chilled dough. You only want it to be a 1/2 inch, so it's not going to take much rolling since we already put it in a nice kind of flat shape to chill quickly. So just cut out your donuts, and on the side we have ready a greased half sheet with parchment paper. Cake donuts have a hole in the center because otherwise they cook too slowly in the fryer, and it's so that it cooks from the inside and the outside, and that way you get a nice evenly cooked donut. So now we're ready to fry our donuts. You want to be very careful. It looks all sweet and peaceful in here. It's not. It's very hot, and I have the burns to prove it. So you want to be very careful. You can put them on a spider and then gracefully place them inside, or you can, if you want to be a little daring, you can drop them in yourself. Don't drop from up here, you're gonna splatter your oil and you're gonna really regret that. And I would say it depends on the size of your pot, on how many you can fry at a time, but in this size pot, 3 to 4 is your happy place. You don't want to have too much and you've crowded your donuts. And we are waiting for them to pop up. They're getting a nice golden brown around the edges and presumably on the bottom side that I can't see, which is a good indication that our oil temperature is good. And to flip them, I push on the side and then they flip themselves. So to test them, I'll take my spider tool, or slotted spoon will work, and then dip the cake tester in there, and if it comes out clean with no cake, then you are done. So we're just gonna quickly make our strawberry jam glaze. This is the jam that we made earlier, but you can feel free to use store-bought jam, really of any flavor. In my bowl, I have powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, which is the main component of the glaze. And then I got a little bit of salt, just to add a little bit more flavor, to bring out some of that strawberry note. And I have milk. I use whole milk, but you can use whatever you'd like. And then we're gonna add our strawberry jam. And just do a quick whisk. Now we're finally ready to dip our donuts. So we have our strawberry glaze and all of our toppings and our fried donuts that are still a little bit warm. You can dip them immediately after you've fried them. It's just however hot you can handle them. We're gonna dip the whole thing because you want a nice coating of strawberry. Just give it a little shake, get the extra off in your bowl and not sheet tray. Boop. Dip it in there. Make sure it's really well coated. So the last step, which is totally optional, we are going to add some toppings to our donuts. So today I have some sprinkles and some freeze-dried strawberries. So I just kind of add a little sprinkles to the top. Try and do it when the glaze is still a little bit wet so they all stick. And then I'll add the freeze-dried strawberries, which add a little bit more flavor and also texture. Thanks for baking with me today. For more tips and tricks and the recipe, please visit my blog at AmericanHeritageCooking.com. Now we get to dry them. Oh. It's so good. It's sweet and strawberry and lemon. It's everything.